Giving you guys the top 5 best meta loadouts in Warzone Mobile. Now, I'm showing you guys in regular Warzone, but they carry over the same, so don't worry about that. Also, I'm live on Kick right now, so if you guys want to follow me, I'm very close to affiliate. I'm only about 20 followers away, and I would greatly appreciate that. But we're going to start you guys out with the #1 gun to use in Warzone Mobile, and that is the Wasp 9. They're on the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider. It shortens the radar pings, helps with vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability. You do lose some bullet velocity and aim down sight speed, but trust me, that's not a big deal. Next, go with the DR6 hand stop. This helps with aim walking speed, aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed. Now, you do lose some aim walking steadiness and hip fire and attack stance spread, but in Warzone Mobile, I just don't think it's going to be a big deal. You're going to have so many pros, and the cons are just not really noticeable. Next, put on the 9mm high grain rounds for bullet velocity and damage range at the cost of recoil control. Now, I don't know if it's me, but on Warzone Mobile, I think I just noticed that the recoil is a whole lot less. So even though the con says recoil control, it's just not going to be super noticeable. Next, put on the 40-round mag for the max ammo capacity. I mean, well, technically 50 is the max, but I just don't think that that's necessary. I think there's too many cons, and so 40 is just optimal. And next, put on the Niter model 2023. With all these are the absolute best SMG to use for Warzone Mobile. Now, you guys are going to be very shocked when you guys actually try this out in game. It's going to probably melt more than any other gun. So please put this on and please give it a try. Next is the legendary Ram 7. Now, this is honestly the best assault rifle in every Warzone, whether it's mobile, whether it's big map, small map, resurgence. This is the AR that you guys have to use. Now, throw on the Castus brake for horizontal recoil and firing aim stability. You do lose some aim down sight speed, but it's not really a big deal. I don't think that the regular person in Warzone Mobile really reacts fast enough for the aim down sight speed to really be an issue. Next, put on the Cronin Headwind Longbow for bullet velocity and range, aiming out sway and firing aim stability at the cost of hip fire and attack stance spread, aim walking speed, and sprint to fire speed. This still lasers, even in Warzone Mobile, and this is something that you definitely want to have to take on enemies long range. Make sure you guys have on the Brune Heavy Support Grip for gun kick control, aiming out sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability. You do lose some vertical recoil and aim down sight speed, but it's just not a big deal and not something that's going to really affect you. 60-round drum, just because it's optimal. I don't really recommend anything else. This is the best possible choice. And the HVS 3.4 pad for gun kick control and recoil control at the cost of sprint speed and sprint to fire speed. This setup right here is honestly one of the best weapons I would highly recommend using in Warzone Mobile. There are going to be a ton of guns that you're going to be able to experiment with just because, I mean, it's mobile, so there's not going to be a lot of absolute demons. There's going to be a lot of good players, but it's going to be more noobs than good players, so this is something you can definitely try out and absolutely pop off. You can probably get a high kill win with it, so this is something I definitely recommend putting on. Number 3 is the AMR9, and this build right here is specifically for Warzone Mobile. I think you guys are going to absolutely love it, but if you guys want to try it in regular Warzone too, feel free. I just think that this is definitely catered to Warzone Mobile. Throw on the Sonic Suppressor S for being undetectable by the radar, bullet velocity, and damage range at the cost of aim walking steadiness, sprint to fire speed, and recoil control. This is not going to be a big deal, and trust me, you're going to see later on why I say this. You're going to put on the X10 Phantom 5 hand stop for sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed, vertical recoil, and gun kick control. You do lose a little bit of horizontal recoil and hip fire and attack stance spread, but I think that it is worth it. Put on the 50-round mag just because you can't really rock with the 100-round drum and try to fly around the map. It's not going to be optimal. I highly recommend using the 50. If you do want to use 100, be my guest, but just see how slow you're going to move. Next is the Niter model 2023, and this is just personal preference. If you guys don't want an optic, then change it and put something else on. But I think that this is definitely the best choice. And the last but not least, Wolfhound Carbine stock for gun kick control and recoil control at the cost of aim down sight speed. This is the absolute perfect build for the AMR9, especially with the Sonic Suppressor S on there. I think it's just so good. It just really helps with the bullet velocity and effective damage range. Now, here's another thing. If you guys don't really want this on there, you can instead put on the micro integral, but I just don't think it's worth it because you do lose bullet velocity and damage range, and the only thing you get from it is the sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed, aim walking speed. I don't know, I just don't think the trade-off is worth it when you can have something that actually helps with bullet velocity and damage range and the recoil is already on point. So this is the best possible build. Please try this out in Warzone Mobile. You're actually gonna be able to take enemies out from basically every range, which is gonna be something you're really gonna appreciate. Short, medium, and long range, this is like the most damage, so you guys have to give it a try for yourself. People are going to hate you when you use the Brune Mark 9 just because of how easy it is to use this weapon, so I have to give you guys the build so you guys can try it out. Put on the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor for being undetectable by the radar, recoil control, bullet velocity, and damage range. Now, you do lose some aim down sight speed, aim walking steadiness, and sprint to fire speed, but it's just not a big deal. This is something I highly recommend putting on. Next, put on the 23-inch XRK Horizon V2 for bullet velocity, gun kick control, and recoil control. There are other ones, like you can put on the FT Ferocity LR barrel if you really want to, but I mean, you just have to really weigh your pros and cons. You do get more effective damage range and minimum damage range, but I think that it's already long enough. So if you guys want to put it on there, feel free. But I like the 23-inch XRK much better. Put on the Brune heavy support grip for gun kick control, aiming out sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of vertical recoil and aim down sight speed. 60 round mag for aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and reload quickness. Trust me, you don't need 100 bullets, and this reloads so quick that you'd be disappointed if you used any other mag. This is the best possible mag for this weapon. And last but not least, the Jack Glasses optic. This thing helps it so much, you guys have no idea. It basically gives it no recoil. So you're gonna be mapping people with absolute no recoil. It's an absolute amazing SMG, and LMG, and I think it's better than the Polemiat. If you guys like the Polemiat, then you guys are going to absolutely love the Brune Mark 9. And now the final thing I want to suggest to you guys is the SOA Subverter. This thing is actually amazing. It's one of the newer guns, so if you guys don't have it leveled up yet, please get it leveled up. It's only 17 levels. But on the cast is break L for horizontal recoil, firing aim stability. You do lose some aim down sight speed, which isn't a big deal. Trust me, I think that this is the best possible choice. Next, put on the Dozer 90 Longbow for bullet velocity and range, firing aim stability, gun kick control, and recoil control at the cost of aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, aim walking steadiness, and aim down sight speed. This is definitely optimal for a more AR/battle rifle build where you're actually sitting back and, taking out the enemy's mid to long range. Now, you can take them out close range too, but this is optimal for the mid to long range battle. Put on the Brune heavy support grip for gun kick control, aiming out of sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability. You do lose some vertical and aim down sight speed, but this is something that basically has no recoil. If you think about the ACR from Modern Warfare 3, this is basically that weapon. It does not move, so you don't have to worry about the reductions of recoil. Now, put on the 50 round drum. This is the best possible choice overall. If you guys want 30 round mag, I'd be kind of surprised. This isn't multiplayer, so with Warzone, you kind of want to have as many bullets as possible, and I think that this is the best possible choice considering these are the only two you have. Last but not least is the Motion V2 Heavy Stock. This helps with recoil control and gun kick control. Now, you do lose some aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed, but I just don't think that's a big deal, and I wouldn't really recommend anything else. Everything else is kind of not worth it. This is the best possible build for the SOA Subverter, and in my opinion, it's just absolutely amazing. So you guys have to give this a try. Now, everything I showed you guys, I think that these are all the meta weapons, and I think they're absolutely amazing. There is one more thing I want to show you guys, but I just want to show you guys as a bonus. I don't really want to consider it in the top 5. That's the BP50. Now, the BP50 is a hybrid. It works at every single range, and I think it's actually the strongest at every single range. So throw on the VT7 Spiritfire suppressor for being undetectable by the radar, recoil control, bullet velocity, and damage range. Now, there are a few cons, but this thing is a AR that moves like an SMG, hits heavy. It's absolutely incredible. Make sure you guys have this on there. Next, put on the Lower 9 heavy barrel for bullet velocity and range, gun kick control, recoil control, and firing aim stability. You do lose some fire attack stand spread, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and sprint speed, but you're still going to be moving incredibly fast. Put on the Brune heavy support grip for gun kick control, aiming out of sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability. Not a big deal, the reductions, trust me, it's still going to move incredibly quick, and it's going to be incredibly accurate. 45 round mag, because there's just nothing better you can actually put on there. And last but not least, the Moat 40 stock for gun kick control, aim down sight speed, aim walking speed, and recoil control. You lose some firing aim stability, sprint to fire speed, sprint speed, and movement speed, but this thing is absolutely busted. I don't recommend any other ones. This is the best overall hybrid weapon that you can use. You can use it as an SMG, you can use it as a long-range AR, mid-range AR. It's just the best possible weapon that you can use in any situation. If you're playing solos, this is the best gun for you. If you're playing quads, this is the best gun for you. So please give this a try. Let me know what you guys think about this.